Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of In the Gallery with Laura Ali. I'm your host, Laura Ali, and today we're going to wrap up with the cross-examination of Hannah Payne in the murder of Kenneth Herring. We did the direct examination for the past couple of days, so let's get directly into the cross.
As you just discussed, you remember having an interview on May 7, 2019 with Detective Moore and Detective Hayward.
Correct.
And you recall during that interview when you were discussing the original incident that occurred on Clark Howell, that your vehicle was almost struck by Mr. Herring, correct?
Correct.
It was not struck.
No, it was not.
And that
I do feel like this attorney comes in full energy, ready to go. And I respect it. Like playing no games.
you were able to stop your vehicle before he came through the intersection.
Correct.
And at that time, you were able to go around and you pulled up on the sidewalk and waited to call the police.
Correct.
And while you were on scene at Clark Howell, you had no issues with Mr. Herring, correct?
No, none.
You never spoke to him directly?
No.
You didn't see any weapons on him?
No.
You never got close to him to smell any odor of alcohol on him?
No, I did not.
And he didn't threaten you in any way?
No, I did not.
Really quick though, even if you did, even if any of those things did happen, still, you pursuing him does not make any sense. It just doesn't.
And you never told the detectives or the police that Terry Robinson told you he was drunk?
I did, yes.
You told the police?
I told 911 dispatch.
All right, let's talk about 911 dispatch.
Mm.
Now, you also stated that when Mr. Herring took off from the incident location, you were already at your vehicle.
Correct.
And you had gotten into your vehicle, correct?
I was sitting in my vehicle on the phone. Correct.
And Terry Robinson and Mr. Kimball were still in the street.
Correct.
And you stated that he waved you over?
Yes.
And the only thing you heard Terry Robinson say was, go, go, go.
Correct.
That's your testimony today.
Correct.
So he never told you to take a picture of the tag?
Not that I remember, no.
And you also testified today that you never heard the 911 dispatch give you a warning not to chase?
No, I never said that.
Yes,
I
you
said
did.
that she told me that she wanted me to be safe. And I said that from what I took it as was that she didn't want me to chase. And when I explained to her I wasn't chasing, I was just simply staying with him until a police officer could get to us.
Hold on a second. In her direct testimony, she did say that the 911 officer, said she wanted her to be safe. But she's leaving out the fact that the 911, the dispatcher said, do not pursue, do not chase. She's leaving that part out.
And the 911 dispatch indicated to you approximately 4 times to either not chase Mr. Herring and go back to the scene, correct?
Incorrect. I only heard it one time, and she told me not to chase, to be safe. She never told me to go back to the scene until after I had told her that I was behind him and that she wanted me to be safe. And in doing so, she said that she wanted both of us to go back.
Okay, so she gave you instructions to go back to the original scene. You don't need to worry about him. What he does has nothing to do with you, Hannah, at all. You need to go back to the scene. That's the only thing you should be worried about right now. Nothing else.
I may I approach the witness, Your Honor? I'm handing you what has been previously marked as State's Exhibit 40, which is a copy of the 911 transcript. You can review that.
It's in its entirety or just what you're
You
referencing?
can review the entire transcript.
Review the whole thing. I don't want you to say you didn't see it.
You ready?
Yes.
All right, you see on page 1, female caller. Dispatcher tells you, okay, can you get his tag number? Your response, hold on, he's driving away. It's a red Dodge Dakota. Give me 1 second, hold on. Okay, so he is going west down Clark Howell. No, I'm sorry, down Forest Parkway. Dispatcher, okay, so you couldn't get a tag number? Your response, no, but I'm catching up to him right now. And the dispatcher tells you, okay, ma'am, we actually do not want you to chase him. We just want you to be safe. The first time they tell you not to chase him, correct?
She didn't tell me not to. She just said that they didn't want me to because of my safety. At least is the way that I interpret it.
Okay, I'll give you that. So they told you that they do not want you to chase.
Okay, she's trying to mince words right now. They said, we do not want you to chase him. We want you to be safe. That's saying, do not chase him. We do not want you to do that. Please do not do that.
Correct?
Correct.
And what did you say next? You can read it.
I understand.
Okay. And the dispatcher tells you after that, it's not safe to chase him. Second time, correct?
That's what the transcript's guy said. When we're listening to it, I don't remember hearing that, but
And can you read what your response was?
I understand 100%. I'm just going to get the tag number, if nothing else. But I am going west down Forest Parkway, and I'm almost up to him.
So you told
So you acknowledge that you should not be chasing him. You're adamant on getting the tag number. They're asking you not to at this point. Stop, don't chase him. Don't pursue him. But you continue on.
the dispatcher that you understood 100%, correct?
That I needed to be safe. Correct.
And dispatcher states after that, okay, after you provide the tag number, which you provide the tag number before you make contact with Mr. Herring, correct?
Correct.
And once she gets the tag number from you, she tells you, okay, so if you could go back to that location where the incident happened because someone is actually on the way to you guys now. Is that correct?
Correct.
So there should be.
There it is. If you take yourself back to the original crime scene, she's not expecting you to rally up Mr. Herring and bring him back. Take yourself back.
Confusion that she told both of you to go back to that location.
Well, if you keep, it's not confusion. It's just more to the conversation.
When you said your interpretation was that she advised, you thought that she was advising you and Mr. Herring to return to the incident location, correct?
Because that's what she says in the next line.
Okay, I'll let you read it. Read the entire response from dispatch.
From what the transcript reads is,
From the beginning, okay.
female caller or dispatcher?
Dispatcher.
Okay, so if you could go back to that location where the incident happened because someone is actually on the way to you guys now.
And Terry Robinson and Mr. Kimball were still at that location, correct?
Exactly. You guys being the witnesses at the scene over there. You guys not being Mr. Herring. She doesn't expect, how are you supposed to get him back to the scene? How did she, let me let her, this is ridiculous. And do you guys see her attorney over there nodding his head? What is that about?
That was 2 out of the 4 people.
Terry
that were
Robinson
involved.
and Mr. Kimball were still at that
Correct.
location, correct? And that's the third time she's telling you to not continue to follow Mr. Herring and go back to the location.
No, that's when she told me to go back to the location the first time. She didn't say anything about not following.
All right, and so what is your response to the dispatch at that time? You can read the next paragraph.
That there's a police officer. Okay, well, there is a police officer there, but he is drunk. I'm sorry, but I'm here to tell you, I'm not going to follow him because he's going to cause another accident. So I will stay behind him until an officer can get to us. But until then, I'm not moving.
Right, so you were aware that dispatcher did not want you to continue to follow Mr. Herring, correct?
Sure.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
All right, and the dispatcher tells you after that, you know that's what I want. I want you guys to go back to the location where it happened and an officer will be out there momentarily. So that's a fourth time she's telling you again, don't follow and head back to the incident location, correct?
Incorrect.
Okay, so what am I missing?
You see the attorney shaking his head no. Stop coaching your client on the stand. The judge should have been like, excuse me. Like, the attorneys may not be able to see those subtle movements, but the judge, I'm sorry. What are you shaking your head for? You need to be looking, making notes, or doing whatever. Inappropriate.
She said, which in the transcript it reads differently than what you can hear on the call.
I'm talking about the transcript that's before you, Ms. Payne.
I'm just speaking from facts of what I've known.
I'm asking you to read.
She's not asking you that. She's asking you to read what's on the transcript, what's actually documented from the event. So what you're trying to say you recall from the call or what you heard from the call, no. Read the transcript.
Finish answering the question instead of interrupting her.
The defendant is,
Get her question answered if she allowed her to finish hers.
Irresponsive.
the defendant is not responsive to the question. I'm only asking her about the transcript that's in front of her.
So I'm going to overrule the objection, and Ms. Payne will answer the question that's been posed.
Okay.
You can explain after you've indicated whether she's correct or not correct.
So can you repeat your question?
The dispatcher for a fourth time indicated to you that she wanted you to return to the incident location, correct?
Correct. And not for a fourth time, that she wanted me to not follow.
Let me tell you something. Her little attitude on the stand isn't helping her either. Just because it comes off in like, because the prosecution is sort of questionable. She's obviously questioning her, but like questioning her judgment and authority in that regard. And you can see how she's getting like the same type of energy I think she had on that day with Mr. Herring. I'm okay. He's not. Like that same type of, she's a little bit aggressive, believe it or not.
Okay. You testified that you didn't cut Mr. Herring off on Riverdale Road. You saw him stopped in the turning lane. Is that correct? Is that your testimony?
I said I saw him stopped in the turning lane. And I never used the terminology cut him off. Because in my eyes, I was still in my lane of travel.
The silence is eating her up. I wish they kept the cameras on her during the silences.
And do you remember telling the detectives on May 7th, 2019 that you got in your Jeep, you followed Mr. Herring, you told the dispatch that you were following him, and she told you that she didn't advise it. She told you to get his tag number. You got the tag number by the time you got to the end, right when I got to Riverdale Road, correct?
Your Honor, objection. This is a very long question. If she can break it up, maybe the witness could understand it and answer a little bit clearer.
Irresponsive.
And I'm asking her if that's what she said. That's a statement that she would have made to the detectives. I'm asking her, was that a statement that she made to detectives?
Okay, so I overrule the objection. It's not a compound question. She's just asking.
Correct. Just because she made a long statement and she's repeating that statement, what are you talking? Attorney, defense attorney. What? What was that objection?
That's actually what she said, so I know.
So if you're asking me if I remember word for word what I said 4.5 years ago, I can not say that I do remember exactly what I said.
And do you recall that you told them that you came around that curve and you had an opportunity to get in front of him?
If that's what I said, then I don't remember. Like I said, exactly. It was 4.5 years ago. There was hours worth of interview. So.
And do you recall telling the detectives that you got in front of him and I stopped in front of him and I got out?
Okay.
You recall that?
Again, I don't remember word for word what I said. I would have assumed that I would have explained what happened.
Yeah, you explained what happened. You boxed him in. You actually, I think that could be like classified almost as kidnapping. Like you're preventing someone from leaving the space. Like you can't do that. Like you held him there. He couldn't get away from you. He wanted to get away from you. He didn't know who you were.
which you were able to see in the pictures.
So it's your testimony today that you did not cause him to stop his vehicle?
Correct.
I'm showing you what has been evidence within this Exhibit 5. Is that your Jeep?
It was.
And do you see how your vehicle is angled toward the red Dodge Dakota?
Yep.
No, I see his vehicle's angled towards mine.
Okay.
Girl. He can't get past the lane. Like he can't merge into the lane. You came in front of his vehicle. That's the only way you end up in that position. Unless, and we know she was following behind him, okay? So if she's following behind him, she had to swerve to get in front of him. That's the only way, because otherwise you would be coming down this road here that's perpendicular to the merging road. And yes, if you were in the right of way, that could have been him hitting you, but we know that's not what happened. We know you were behind him and then had to speed up and like swerve in front of him. That's the only way you end up in this position.
I'll give you a better view. Showing you what has been previously admitted in State's Exhibit 8. Now, is your vehicle slightly ahead of Mr. Herring's vehicle?
Slightly ahead, yes.
And is your right passenger tire turned towards the right toward his vehicle?
The tire's turned, but the vehicle is not.
But
And so
the tire shows the direction in which the car was driving, ma'am. Does she think we're slow? Like, Hannah, stop it.
in order for you to get in that position, you had to turn your steering wheel to the right towards Mr. Herring's vehicle, correct?
Towards the lane.
And his vehicle is in that lane, correct?
At the time, it was further back, so no.
So if it was further back, you had to turn your vehicle in front of his vehicle, correct?
No.
So how did you end up in that position?
In this meaning, like with the cars connected or with me,
With you partially in his lane.
with my front tire partially in his lane, my wheel was turned.
The portion of your vehicle, not just the tire, is in his lane. And we know you were chasing him. So this is you trying to stop him from going anywhere.
Now, you testified that you walked up to him and you were, and it sounded like you described it, calmly telling him that the 911 dispatch wanted him to go back to the scene,
Correct.
and telling him calmly that you were on the phone with 911.
I mean, when you say calmly, do you mean like was I irate or was I louder?
That's just your testimony today that you did not get out of your vehicle and run up to Mr. Herring's vehicle telling him to get out of the car.
Correct.
And you never once got out of your vehicle and go up to him and tell him to get out of the fucking car.
Well, everyone heard I did.
And so at no point on that 911 tape did you ever tell him to stop,
I
go
did.
back to the scene.
I did.
And did you hear that on the 911?
Conveniently, no.
And so
Conveniently no is the answer. There's a lack of responsibility here. And I think that is why, spoiler alert, she's convicted. I just conveniently no. What do you think they edited it? No, it's not convenient. You never said it. You wanted to pull him out of the vehicle like you're the police. Talking about get out the effing vehicle. Excuse me? Who are you? Who are you? And that's why his response is, who are you?
if you testified that as you were at Mr. Herring's window, his vehicle moved forward towards your Jeep, correct?
I was in the vehicle, but yes, correct.
While that vehicle was moving forward?
Correct.
So do you remember speaking with the detectives? Okay. May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes, you may.
I'm handing you what has been previously marked as State's Exhibit 41, which is a copy of the transcript of your interview with Detective Moore and Detective Hayward. Can you turn to page 11? The page number will be at the top of the page.
Okay.
And down at the bottom of the page, where it says your name, and it starts with and
Yes.
can you read that paragraph?
And he's just like, who are you? Who are you? I said, I'm no one, but I'm on the phone with dispatch. I'm on the phone with the police. You need to stop. You just caused that accident. He's like, yeah, okay, I got something for you. And that's when he pulled forward.
And Detective Moore asked you, so at this time, it was just words being exchanged. There was no, he stopped, and then what did you respond?
She stopped, and I responded saying, no contact.
And she responded, no contact at all yet. And what was your response?
Right.
So at the time his car pulled forward, there was no contact between you and Mr. Herring, correct?
It was between the vehicles.
So when Detective Moore said there were just words being exchanged, there was no contact. Is
That's
your
what she
position
said.
that she was just talking about the vehicles?
That's what I would assume, yes.
No. When you're talking about just words being exchanged versus no contact, you're talking about either an altercation, a physical altercation, not just the vehicles, or contact or words being exchanged. That's it. Physical contact or words being exchanged. She's blatantly lying on the stand. She is. I'm convinced that she is.
So words and vehicle?
Yes.
Your response will be hunted.
I'll move on, Your Honor.
Okay, I will sustain the objection. You can move on with your next question.
Now, is your testimony today that you've never had your finger on the trigger?
It is.
I will say they should have had these papers organized. I'm gonna probably cut out some of, fast forward some of the parts with the shuffling of the papers because it is excessive. I know what that's about.
Can you turn to page 49?
Okay.
All right. Down at the bottom of the page where you see your name and it starts off, I mean. Can you read that paragraph?
I mean, he's almost fully turned by pulling, and I think that was more so just a matter of us kind of going back and forth with him like this. Hannah is showing the position he is in, and he's pulling, and after he tried to pull the trigger, when he came back around is when I had my hand on the trigger, and he still was squeezing, reaching, pulling, turning. But I'm pretty sure that in prior testimony, we were speaking of the trigger guard.
And can you turn to page 41?
Okay.
Can you start down where it says your name? I pulled it out.
I pulled it out and I had it up here.
And Detective Hayward asked you where the muzzle was pointed. What was your response?
It's more so pointing sideways.
And he also asked you that he stated it was not pointed at Mr. Herring, just raised.
Correct.
And he stated ready if you had to pull it.
That's what he states, yes.
And on page 42. And Detective Hayward states, and he reaches out with his right hand, so you know there's nothing, no weapon or nothing in his right hand, correct? And what is your response?
Correct, well, yes.
And Detective Hayward asked you because you didn't see no weapons or nothing in his right. And what is your response?
I didn't see anything in his, but he didn't have anything in his hands.
Okay, so he had no weapon on him. Per you. You chased him down. Still, she tried to spin it in some way that she was being some type of good Samaritan, I guess. But you stop being a good Samaritan when you're pulling out weapons and you're disobeying what law enforcement is asking you to do. I mean, you see it in her body language and everything. She's trying to spin everything that the prosecution is saying to try to make it in her favor. And I understand it's her defense that she's trying to do that, but it becomes disingenuous because we know you're lying. If I were the jury, I would know that she's lying. Like, it seems like you're lying just to protect yourself, compared to someone who honestly maybe either accidentally killed someone, like truly on accident. It was, I'm devastated that I did this. I'm so sorry that I did this. It did happen, but please forgive me. I'm so sorry. That's not this. You're trying to deny that you even pulled the trigger. You're trying to say he killed himself. There's no accountability.
And on page 40, turn to page 40. And at the top, I believe that's your response. And I had my gun in my hand. And Detective Hayward asked you, are you pointing it at him at this time? What was your response?
No, I'm not pointing it at him, but I'm pointing it away.
No, reread that. I don't believe that's what that says.
I'm not pointing it at him, but I'm not pointing it away. Where it goes on to show that
She didn't ask you anything. But wait, you're not pointing it at him, but you're not pointing it away. What does that even mean? There's only two options. Either it's pointing at him or it's pointed away. There's only two. So you can't have it both ways. You can't have it. There's no other option.
resting it on the window of the car. As I explained, I was pushing away.
And so your testimony today was all of this could have been avoided, correct?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And you also stated that you had no intention, or you wasn't trying to interject yourself in a situation that you just got away from, correct?
Correct.
But that's in fact what happened on May 7, 2019.
Interjecting myself twice or initially.
So in the initial incident, your vehicle was not struck, correct?
Correct.
And so there was no reason for you to interject yourself in the final conclusion of what happened with Mr. Herring as far as that incident was concerned.
Well, there's a lot that led up to that. So for me to have interjected myself to begin with was me doing something that I would have wanted someone else to do for me, which was to be a witness for what I thought was an accident.
And you're not post-certified.
No, I'm not.
You're not a police officer.
I'm not.
Nobody deputized you on that day to apprehend anyone.
No, they did not.
And you also stated that you never had any intention of pulling the trigger.
Correct.
So when you told Mr. Herring that you would shoot him, you were just bluffing?
Oh, it's not. I wasn't bluffing. I was, as I explained, thinking it was a deterrent, like I would be able to get away.
And you said you had training with this firearm?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Her saying she wanted to get away. Hannah, you chased him down. Get away from he's trying to get away from you. What are you talking about? It doesn't make any sense. Her defense doesn't make any sense.
And in that training, you didn't learn that you don't pull a gun unless you're going to use it?
I learned that you don't put your finger on the trigger unless you're going to use it.
And it was your testimony today in that interview that your finger was on the trigger, correct?
My finger was on the trigger guard, not in the trigger.
Thank you, Evie. Sorry, any of you direct?
Yes, ma'am.
That's right.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, now, they
Okay, so this is the quick redirect.
talked about this 911 tape with you. During this 911 tape, as you heard it while you were sitting at the table, did it appear sometimes you were talking over the 911 operator and they were talking over you?
It appeared that way, yes.
Okay. Did it appear that when they were saying one time, we don't want you to chase, we want you to be safe, that you were giving directions at that time?
Correct.
Could that be the reason you did not hear the first or the second time?
Correct.
Now, they kept
But we know that's not true because she's saying, I understand. She acknowledged the instructions and she responded to say, but I'm not going to stop because I'm going to go after him because I need to make sure that he doesn't hit anyone else. Like, so she did hear the 911 operator. So that's not just, that shouldn't even be disputed.
They kept saying that they said, don't chase, don't chase. But you recall them saying, be safe and come back to a location, correct?
From my recollection, I remember them telling me not to chase. I told them I wasn't chasing. I was just following behind. She wanted me to be safe, and I told her that I understood that. I had no reason to think that I wouldn't be safe.
Okay. And the last time from you,
Why would you think that you wouldn't be safe when you're telling us that you think this person is intoxicated? They may harm someone else. So why do you think you wouldn't be harmed?
saying, I'm just trying to get his tag, how many seconds went by before 911 came even back on the line to talk to you?
There's a large gap between both times of her originally asking me, can I get the tag? And I said, no, hold on. There was a large gap. And then she asked me again if I was able to get the tag. And there was another large gap.
Right, and I recall hearing you walking at a fast pace to your car, to your Jeep, while they were asking about the tag. So did you get into your Jeep at that time?
Yes, because I was sitting on my passenger side, or standing at my passenger side.
And you were on the phone concentrating to what 911 was saying, correct?
Correct, yes.
Did you hear any outside noise of the state officer telling somebody to take a picture of the tag or to get the tag number?
No.
So you were doing what you were told to or requested to by 911?
Yes.
Okay. Now, state asked you a specific question, and I think you read the transcripts of you never had your finger on the trigger. But isn't it true that the portion you read said your hand was on the trigger?
That's the way that I interpreted it, which is why I tried to explain about the previous statements.
Is your hand different than your finger?
It's a part of.
Okay, but it's different when you're holding a gun to have a hand versus
Correct.
a finger on a trigger, correct?
Correct.
And do you recall anybody ever coming in there to get fingerprints to check the trigger to see if there were any fingerprints on the trigger?
No, they never checked for fingerprints. They never checked my fingerprints. They never even checked the fact that I had the marks or the ripped shirt or anything like that until way after.
And did you request them to take pictures or to check that, or did someone else?
Detective Moore is who actually asked the photographer to come in after it was brought to her attention.
And you mentioned that they were going back and forth, Detective Moore and Detective Haywood, correct?
Correct.
And was it kind of a good cop, bad cop situation?
In hindsight, yes.
Okay. And did it appear they were looking for a certain answer, or they were changing the words to get that answer?
That's how I explained it. That's how I felt.
Okay. And now you stated that there was no contact, and you stated you thought it was the vehicle, correct?
Correct.
Was there any contact with the vehicle prior to the question they asked?
At that point, there was not.
But was there had he grabbed you or done anything to you prior to that?
Prior to what are you referencing?
To the vehicle moving forward and hitting your vehicle. And that's the contact you thought they were talking about, correct?
Correct, yes. So when he had a hold, and then once he grabbed a hold of me, after that is when the vehicles hit, which I didn't figure out until after the fact, of course.
Now, he said you pulled it out and possibly had pointed it sideways, but the gun would have been sideways, you stated, pushing off of the car, correct?
Correct.
So is that when he grabbed your wrist?
Yes.
So the gun would have been pointing kind of upward or downward, not at him when he grabbed your wrist, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And when he grabbed your wrist, he tried to pull the gun into it. It's cross, Your Honor. I'm sorry, I thought in cross you can ask leading questions or ask questions about what they
You're
asked.
redirect. At this point, you're not cross-examining, you're redirecting. So I will
All right.
sustain the objection.
All right.
The prosecuting attorney's face having to explain to him what a redirect is. Direct examination, you cannot ask leading questions. Redirect, you cannot ask leading questions. You can when you're cross-examining, right? But the fact that she has to explain that to him is like, are you a trial attorney or not? I actually don't know. I think he's like their family. Like, I think he's associated with someone in their family as an attorney, if I remember correctly.
Just a needed question.
So what was the position of the gun as was asked by the state when it was resting on the
It was in my hand, and I was like this. So it was like towards the steering wheel, I guess, is where the natural position would be until it was grabbed. And then once it was grabbed, it was back and forth, but inevitably in the end, it ended up to where it was being pulled that way, like away.
And you were asked about hearing your voice on the 911 tag. Did you hear your voice saying stop on the 911 tag?
I couldn't hear any of my, what I consider cries for help on the 911 tape.
Do you recall a Cameron Williams that came and testified that had a video?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall after the state had taken him back to refresh his memory, and then he came back to finish his testimony? Do you recall hearing the video?
I do.
What did they say in the video?
You can hear me saying, stop, stop, over and over again.
And the phone was right there, close to you.
It was.
So obviously it just wasn't loud enough to be on the 911 tape.
I mean, my voice projection didn't change for me yelling from get out of the car to stop. So I don't know how it picked up one and not the other.
And it stated, the state requested that this could have been avoided and asked you that question. Do you recall that?
I do.
How could it have been avoided?
Initially, me not trying to do the right thing. And in the end, I don't know, just trying to stay away from the original scene, put it that way.
Okay. So you said at the beginning, but at the end, it could have been avoided a different way.
I believe if he wasn't trying to take it from me, it would have never went off.
How about the fact that you never tried to chase him down and pull out your gun? How about that? There's no responsibility taken. She deserves all the time she gets. I'm sorry. You can't. No. There's a way this could have been different, and that could have been easily by you not, and I repeat, not pulling out your gun. Chasing him down, but pulling out your gun on top of that.
Would have never pulled it had in a situation like this.
Correct.
Okay. And you told the detectives, as well as the 911, as well as the people around there, that you never had your finger on the trigger?
Correct.
And if anything, your hand was on the trigger guard?
And that's where your hands rest, is alongside. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Anything further from the state? Very briefly.
You talked about the fact that it could have been avoided had you not attempted to, I guess, assist or help. But this actually could have been avoided if you not had introduced a gun into this incident, correct?
I introduced the gun to try and save my life.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
How are you trying to save your life, ma'am? You were not involved in it.
She asked the question to interject herself.
Objection. What is the objection? He's already directed the witness, Your Honor. He already redirected the witness.
And you're saying I could redirect again what you've done another question?
There's no
I'm going
redirect.
to sustain the objection. Attorney Tucker. Yes. Have you concluded,
He wants me so angry. That is awesome. I don't think he has the trial attorney experience. I mean, maybe he is a trial attorney or criminal defense attorney experience. His decorum is a little bit lacking, but that was funny. He's like, I can't redirect. It's like, no. Where does that end? But yeah, no, Hannah, I strongly feel like, I just want to pull up, Hannah while I'm talking about her, but I strongly feel like, as the prosecution made it very clear, if you didn't do the things that you did, this could have all been avoidable. And truthfully, I think sometimes people get guns thinking it's going to, with the wrong mindset. They get a gun with the wrong mindset of, anyone messes with me, and that's not what you should have a gun for. You really should have it for true protection, not just like a stressful road rage incident, or you just wanting to feel like you're a good Samaritan and you're doing the right thing. Because at no point did she do the right thing. At no point. At the point where she called 911 and said what she said, and 911 said, you don't have the tag, don't worry about, or I don't think she said don't worry about it, but she may have said something close to like, don't pursue him or don't chase him. We want you to be safe. And she still continued. And then she got the tag and gave it to 911 and still kept pursuing him. Hannah, no, you've lost me. And I just don't like how you were lying on the stand, truthfully. If she would have came out and said, like I said earlier, she would have said, like, I am so sorry, I made this mistake. Or, yes, it was stupid, I shouldn't have followed him. Yes, I know, I was wrong. I just thought that I could stop him. I know it was wrong. Like, if she would have just said that, I think she would have got less time. How long did she get? I just want to pull it up really quick. Let me see. How long did Hannah get? How long was she sentenced to? Let's say, was it? I know she was out during COVID, and because this happened in 2019, so she got out during COVID. Let me see. So she wasn't in jail for a while. Like, she got booked, but then she was out and about. So 25. Ooh, she got convicted of all 8 counts. Mm. 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 That's tough. Wait, let me see. I know it's a little bit clipped off, but can't. Anyway, it's fine. So she got. How long did she get? Ooh, ooh. That is her life. Ooh, and these are her charges. Oof. Malice murder, felony murder, aggravated assault, felony murder. Like 2 felony murders. False imprisonment. False imprisonment. That was when she trapped him in. 3 counts of possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. Yeah, they weren't playing with her. They weren't playing. They threw the book at her. And rightfully so, in the sense, like, no one told you to do that, Hannah. No one told you to do that. So anyway, I'm going to cut it off here. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.